What's going on, guys? Belleair here. Today we are spotlighting a player that I have struggled to make a video on. Although he has been highly requested by people out there watching, I haven't been able to get over the hump, and that is Majicbear. And the reason that I have struggled, as that is a full field clear that is going to put RMC in a deficit here. The reason that I've struggled to make a video about Majicbear is I feel like we've framed him wrong. He's so gifted. He's known for absolutely slaying in scrims. That's something CJ has infamously talked about time and time again, how Majicbear looks like just a transcendent player as he's going to even up the scoring here against G2 Esports. Just transcendent in some of the scrims, but is unable to always, make that coalesce in the same way in some of the online or even offline LAN events that he's been a part of. There was even the Reynolds quote from, 2 seasons back, where he was like something along the lines of, "Trust me, give it till the end of the season, and Majicbear is going to be, one of the best players in North America, or top 5, whatever he had said, is Majicbear is going to put a second one in here against this G2 Esports team." And I think that framing makes my opinion on him make it seem as though I'm a hater, which I don't think I am. I genuinely try to not be a hater on any player. All of these dudes are the best in the world. They are all top, 0.001% players in the world. They are all absolutely electric. But this framing that Majicbear is, oh my goodness, gonna score a third goal here. That's got to be one of the quickest. That's almost a hat trick in a minute here. Let's see how this one is going to go in. Reynolds with the carry. And then Cheese is just going to crunch this one. Beast Mode just puts it right onto Majicbear's hood, and that was a very heads-up read to put them up 3-1 in this series against G2 here, who, as you all know, is one of the most potent competitors that you can have on the other side of the pitch. But we're kind of talking about Majicbear as this number one option. This guy who can do it all. He is a very creative scorer, very creative passer. He can play up or down tempo. He's a willing defender. He strikes with a lot of power, a lot of accuracy, all incredible attributes that make him one of the better strikers, one of the better players in North America. But I've always struggled with the framework seemingly being him as a number one option. Just wait till Majicbear puts it together, and he can be a number one scorer, facilitator for some major contending team. I see him differently. I see him kind of like Damian Lillard, where very tough to win if he is your number one option. But that's not a bad thing. Again, not being a number one option leaves a ton of room for players who are the best in the world, who can be a part of a contending team. It's like hoping that Brandon Ingram is going to be Kevin Durant, and when he's not Kevin Durant, being like, oh, he's no good. And what is this from Majicbear in transition? He's going to somehow gets a demo on Daniel. He's going to play up field. This one just happens to find his way on his hood, and just that little mustard that he puts on that one to flip it over the defense is going to put them up 4-2 here. Just because Brandon Ingram isn't Kevin Durant doesn't mean he's not an all-star caliber player. Doesn't mean he's not still a top 40 player in the NBA. And again, this is where I struggle with Majicbear. I think there are a lot of pieces to his game to make him one of the most dynamic scorers in North America, but I don't feel as though he has shown the ability to score consistently enough in big moments to be a number one option on a major contending team as G2 are trying to crawl back in here. Now, again, I don't want to come off as a hater or being negative. I'm not. Majicbear has only been playing in A-tier Rocket League since Season X. He can certainly still develop. He could certainly find himself winning a major as a matured second striker, like a Chris Middleton type player, or like what Alpha 54 is in many ways for somebody like Zen, or an elite third option player like what Radosin is for Alpha 54 and Zen, or what Derek White is for the Celtics. I don't think that there is any shame in thinking that Majicbear, who is a person off the pitch who I really like, from all the content of his that I've seen, from what I know about him as a teammate, how others have spoken about him, I am a fan of Majicbear in a lot of contexts, but and here's a new fact. Again, I'm trying to get away from any. This is why I've struggled to make this video, guys. No negativity here for Majicbear. 32 A-tier RLCS events, no wins, 2 RLCS majors, along with LAN majors. That is, you know, there were 2 in Season X, but that was we weren't playing internationally, and then he was part of Gamers Without Borders, part of Gamers 8, but only 2 RLCS international majors. Clearly has the talent to be a mainstay in main events, but can he trust himself enough to thrive in the big moments needed to win a main event? And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in our next video. How's that for timing, guys? Majicbear scored in bunches early, 7 shots to his name, outshot G2. 4 shots, didn't need him any at all on the goal line or in the assist category. Let's hop over to another game to talk about how Majicbear has been performing in this SSL tournament, and where he is statistically in the grand scheme of things in the RLCS. Potential closeout game here for RMC, who are going against Shopify Rebellion in this matchup. Another very dangerous team. Ended up going 9-9 over the league play in this SSL tournament for North America, as Majicbear is going to absolutely remove Parth off of that ball, but Parth is going to get his revenge, and it will lead to a goal here. I think the great thing about this SSL tournament is that it is an opportunity to play against elite talent without necessarily all of the stakes that come with a main event or a major. And RMC, formerly Luminosity Gaming, Reddle's Majicbear Cheese, they're tied for first in this tournament. They've gone 14-4 in series with a plus 21 game differential, which is obnoxious. That's an incredibly good ratio of game wins. They are essentially equal with G2. They're equal on the series score, and they're essentially the same on game diff. So very good team to be compared to. And they have a winning record against everybody besides G2 and SSG, who are 2 very good major contending teams. So no shame there. Something that this RMC squad have really looked to do in a lot of these series is kind of up the offense. That's something that we talked about in our last video with 100%, really finding success with. We're just looking to turn these into track meets and outshoot teams, and we'll see if that ends up working the same way in the playoffs, where games typically slow down a little bit and you have to be a little more methodical and precise with your scoring attempts. But hey, so far so good for RMC. A little bit of a statistical breakdown here before we talk a little more about what this competition means, and then we'll lock in on some Majicbear gameplay on the pitch. Goals, 0.68. Some names that we might find him next to. I thought this might be helpful. Reddles, Atow, Stizzy are all at the same rate. Assists per game, 0.59. It's very good for what it's worth. It's not elite, but it's very good. Chicago, Vatira, Drops, some names you might know. 1.63 saves, 5 up lost, Raise Bull, Nowpo. If you're noticing a trend, it's that Majicbear is finding himself next to some elite names in the statistical categories. 2.56 shots per game, pretty decent. 5 up once again, Raziers, Mist, Shooting percentage, Seiko Nas, Monkey Moon, J-Naps, what a group to be a part of. And finally, 58% goal participation. Players like Atau and J-Naps. Very good company for Majicbear across the board, who almost put away an incredible read. Look at this. Upfield, grabs this boost. Cheese is just going to boom it, and then Majicbear. Oh, imagine. But ends up being a great pass for Reddles to put away. I've really enjoyed watching this team and the way that they combine together. They remind me, they're similar, just not at the same caliber as a Gen G type of team, where Reddles is doing a lot of the Appjack kind of stuff, where he's really upfield, he's ahead of the ball a lot, shooting a lot, trying to make room for his teammates, where Appjack might do that with outplays or redirects from, behind the defense. Reddles does that with some demos. I do think Majicbear is similar to First Killer, where he can do it all mechanically, can really put it away, can heat up in a way that can be just insurmountable in some games. Sometimes Majicbear has it going where you're just like, okay, well, he's gonna win this. Like, he looks incredible. And that's certainly the same rub with First Killer. And then Chronic and Cheese being one of those kind of, for these incredibly gifted squads, more of a utility player, more defensive-minded, looking to kind of create situations that involve his teammates. And in the same way that I think Gen G look best when they can get Chronic involved on the offensive end, I feel the same way about Cheese. I think this team, RMC, looks best when Cheese really has it going, and then the other two can kind of fill in the gaps around him. As Majicbear, oh my goodness, what was that, 45 chained wall dashes there? That was incredible. Gonna get up for this one. He's trying to just pop these into the middle, which has been a pretty good move to try and stall out the Shopify Rebellion attack. Is going to push that one over two-piece and put that into a dangerous position. What a pinch. Is he going to be able to get the angle on that? No, he's not, but Cheese unable to get the finish as well. Like I was saying before I went off on the stats, I think these SSL tournaments are great as a barometer for these teams. This trio are free agents now, as we know, by the RMC moniker instead of Luminosity Gaming. They're looking to get picked up by an org. And I think they deserve it. That was quite a slot there by Majicbear, showing off that power and accuracy we talked about. I think they have proven that they are one of the better teams in North America. They were able to make it to the Copenhagen Major. Unfortunately, they did not have a very good showing at that event. But an inaugural one for Cheese and some stiff competition, what are you going to do? Is Cheese going to kill that? Shopify wanted to answer at the bell, but they could not. Majicbear is going to be a part of all of the scoring efforts. 2 assists, 2 saves, 6 shots. Look at the volume here. 15 shot attempts for RMC, and a goal to his name as well. So let's really lock in for the last game and see what Majicbear is doing on the pitch. Game 1 of an eventual sweep here against Gen G, which is very impressive. I'm just going to, I'm feeling charitable. And again, hopefully I hedged enough so that you guys know that I am excited about Majicbear as a player. But I'm just still feeling charitable, so we're going to forgive him for this disgusting decal that he's rocking. On the Finnick here, we saw him on the Octane in the first 2 games. This is one of the 2 matchups that they had against Gen G. And again, a winning record against this team, a pretty dominant winning record against this team, albeit. It's going to be cool to see how RMC are able to play throughout the playoffs of this tournament. They have a really tough first-round matchup against SSG. But let's see how they found success in this game 1 here. Majicbear upfield. Pretty heads-up play. Is trying to get a bump on First Killer, but First Killer is flexible enough to get back into the play. This one is punted out. Majicbear is going to keep it. And this is just a solo effort here. His teammates are very far behind him. Is going to get that boost steal. And let's see if they're able to maintain some pressure in the Gen G half here, as they are demoed without boost and struggling. A pretty decent challenge there from Majicbear. Didn't end up being impactful. Is just going to pop that one for Reddles to see if he can chase it down. And Majicbear doing a good job of just poking this ball, prodding this ball, keeping it in, and it is eventually going to yield them a goal off a very quick and powerful Reddles pass. Majicbear, once again, we saw that in game 1 as well, but really showing a knack for being right place, right time to finish off some of these scoring attempts. Not the best to pop out, almost becomes a goal. That one's going to get over his head, but Cheese is going to protect his neck behind. Not really sure what Majicbear is looking backwards for. There's nobody behind him. Maybe he's just warming up the sticks. This is a game 1 after all. And this one is just kind of finding its space in the midfield here. First killer is going to try and pop. Majicbear, very good at controlling, is going to take this to the ceiling. Then he's going to leave it to a teammate. Very good comms out of this team. I've really liked RMC. They've done a good job of a lot of the stuff that nets you easy goals, which I think is something that is commonly overlooked. They're really good off set kickoffs. They score quite a few goals that way. And they're very good at the get the ball up into the air and then fake it and leave it for a teammate, as that is somewhere that Majicbear really thrives. We saw a slot where he sends it to the absolute bottom of the net last game, and then this one is just going to coast right along the bottom, as Reddles is going to get a bump there on Chronic in the goal line, and that one's going to sneak in for a 2-0 lead in this series. He's going to take this one quick. Plays for the 50. It's going to be missed, and then plays for the 50 on the second man, and this one is going to get going the other direction. Ging are really one of those teams who they commonly show the ability to just get run over. I guess at the end of the day, each win is just one win. It doesn't matter if you lose 2-1 or 7-1. But yeah, sometimes Ging just get absolutely bullied in games, but usually bounce back. Will not in this game here, though. This one's getting a little loose. I know that RMC like to play it that way. They typically have Reddles being really upfield, and then they kind of trust Cheese as that third man to save them. And then they like to break out in transition quite a bit. And we see this one where the ball is taking several dribbles without anyone on either team touching it, both just kind of jockeying for position. Pretty advantageous play in the corner here for Cheese, who almost sneaks that one in past apparently Jack. And then Majicbear with the chase is going to get the demo, and that is going to be a free ball for Reddles. A second demo to make so much space for him to take this one out, but it is going to be sent the other direction. Got to be wary here on this transition attempt, as Chronic is going to try and float this one in, but Majicbear easily sends that one out. Some pretty calm, collected defense here, except for that one. That was a little bit of a shaky look there from Majicbear, who had Cheese just kind of waiting down in the box. Could have passed it to him, could have taken one out, but kind of gave one right over to the opposition. Is going to try and poke that one over the top, and that might be 3. Cheese goes high. Reddles probably could have left that, but hindsight is 20/20. Majicbear tries to get a challenge there. Not going to be the best of his career, and they should feel very lucky that Gingy missed that one, because this could have turned into quite the series in the waning seconds here. Apparently Jack's got to go. Majicbear calls his bluff, and let's see what Reddles can do in a 3v1. That should be a goal. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess that's just kind of how it goes, and I don't even know what that was. What? What was Majicbear? No boost, I guess. So, well, I guess they were up 2-0. So, doesn't really matter, so long as they can put this one down. And of course, they're going to give Gingy an opportunity after leading the entire time. They almost give up what could be an equalizer in the waning moments. And then Majicbear, not a great clear. Should feel very lucky that apparently Jack was not closer to that ball, as RMC are going to win this one by the skin of their teeth after dominating for most of the game. Ended up being quite a close one. Majicbear, the only 2 goals on the winning side, is saved to his name on 2 shots. Very efficient. What do you guys think of Majicbear? I hope it came across. I'm saying this sarcastically because I mentioned it so many times that it's almost the entirety of the video that I'm a fan of Majicbear. I just think you know, a little reframing would be positive for him and for his teammates. Really big fan of this team. Really big fan of everything that the Luminosity org did over the course of the season. Having Spaceman and Corelli on the calls was fantastic. Huge Reynolds fan. I think Cheese is one of the best up and coming talents in North America. And Majicbear is still, there's few players that I would choose before him when drafting my team if I was trying to win at a high level in NA. So that's Majicbear. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And guys, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's content. I will catch you all tomorrow. And until next time, guys, take it easy.